What's up guys, it's Eric here today for another first time VOD review of a player. This player, while they haven't reached the top level of TFT competition before, we've seen flashes of it. We've seen them climb on the ladder. I believe at the beginning of last set, they were top 10 after like 5 games right at the beginning of the set. This is of course Chicken Feet 229, an absolute god of TFT. And for those who are uninitiated, this is Kai, friend of mine who is another TFT content creator, streams, does videos, great content creator. If you are looking for a new TFT person to watch and you are not watching Kai, you absolutely should watch him. Why are we VOD reviewing Kai today? Well, I kind of almost wagered with Kai. I was watching him play this game, and not only is he on Tahm Kench, but he managed to get himself into a very dire spot at a point in this game. And I said in his Twitch chat, if you do better than 4th in this game, I will VOD you this game, because the spot looks so doomed that I'm like, you know what, I have to VOD review it. You know what's funny? I didn't even see that he got Stars Are Born this game. I take Caitlyn just so that I can get Stars Are Born, but you already know what Kai's doing. He's taken Tahm Kench, so it's already like we're already done. The decision has been made. We have to take Rich Get Richer because we picked Tahm Kench Legend. So we're gonna take Rich Get Richer here and surely play towards some kind of econ start. I wonder, I don't recall what exactly like comp-wise he played this game, but I don't believe that it was a Kale comp. But you could actually look to angle Kale from here, right? Protector's Vow, hold Rod for Winsu's, but I don't believe that he ends up going that route. We have Rich Get Richer. We're in, wait, I didn't even see what, I waited to show the beginning to see what galaxy we're in. Are we in the one where you slip items you get gold, or the one where you, I mean, obviously not in the sump. It's either that or Ecliptic Vaults, but I don't think I saw gold. I thought I just saw gold come out of the thing. So are we in Slam item place, which I don't actually remember what it's called. In any case, we're starting out with a Bastion opener here. Kai's trying to figure out what unit he wants to put in the back line. Opts to play Samira here over this Jinx and just end up selling the Jinx so that he can hold everything. He wants to hold this Nefiri as well as the Alawi pair, which I think is solid. Probably hold a random Renekton here as well, just in case we end up playing into some kind of Shrima board. And yeah, item-wise, Protector's Vow is like the only slam that really makes any sense. We could also just hold these items for a little while longer. We're going to find the Cassiopeia and immediately just pivot the board into a Cassiopeia board. You see Kai is having a really good time over there in the corner, which, you know, is just a good sign of any kind of TFT player that they're having a good time. That's just really important to have. Success in TFT is to be enjoying the game, and Kai is definitely someone who enjoys the game of TFT. I absolutely admire his drive and his ability to just grind out hundreds and hundreds of games per set, because that's nuts. I have 150 games played this set. I think Kai, between his 2 accounts, has over 400 games, and that's honestly on the low side for Kai. So yeah, definitely admire his ability to just grind out games. Obstio 4, he was looking at Glove there, but ends up just going Cloak here. And he's really touching the hair like it's a K3 Soju stream. I mean, it could just be like a frontline item here. I have to imagine that's what Kai's going for in this spot, not looking for any kind of like Crown Guard or anything in this spot. I was thinking of trying to get to our offensive items. I mean, from this spot, I think it's easiest to flex between like Azir and Mordekaiser. That's generally how I've been playing recently, and I've had mixed success on it, but I do feel like those are 2 of the strongest carries that you can play around this patch. We have a Rod, we have a Tier, both play pretty well into them. I would have liked to get a bow off Carousel, but we couldn't get one. I was actually thinking of going Giant's Bolt off Carousel, or like a potential Nashers. All right, we have to be careful on this. We are 4 loss, making 60, which is really good, but we just have to make sure that we lose this last fight. Luckily, it looks like everyone is playing strongest board. So yeah, we're actually going to be allowed to just play our strongest board here and end up getting the loss, but maybe like kill 1 unit, maybe kill 2. We'll see. We're actually on the wrong side versus this person, like giga wrong side. So we're not going to kill a unit, it looks like. If we're on the left side here, you would end up actually killing up the Kassadin here, so a little bit unfortunate. Also, Kai pre-levels here and breaks 60 here. I think Dorwaza called him out in chat for this, or maybe for something. I mean, maybe you can spend the 1 gold to pre-level here, but I think he doesn't even, like, one of these rounds he definitely doesn't make 60 when he should, which just goes to show that he's still learning this Tahm Kench Legend, which I probably should have touched on more in the intro, but Kai is playing the Thomas Kench Legend. Now, does Kai think, oh, and we are in Ecliptic Vaults. Okay, so it doesn't matter if he slams items. That was Ecliptic Vaults gold. I thought it was just yeah, for some reason I thought it was just the gold they got from Rich Get Richer, but it was Rich Get Richer plus Ecliptic Vaults. Ooh, a Kaisa. I mean, honestly, like, I'm pretty sure this comp is not very good, but like, if there ever actually a spot for it, like you have Shojin component, like you could actually play a Challengers game from this spot. Kai'Sa the unit this early kind of blows, but like if you make items for her, she's gonna do some amount of work. Like if you make like Shojin plus Bramble here, you could actually potentially, kill a few units with this Kai'Sa. The problem with 0 items Kai'Sa is that she's just gonna feed units mana, right? She's gonna get everyone a little bit low, but not actually kill anyone, which feels a little bit bad. So down to 61 HP here. I mean, Comet Caster honestly is a solid augment, but I think he's looking more at I don't actually even know what he's looking at here. I guess he's looking at the Not Today. I like Comet Caster from the perspective of maybe playing a Challengers. Like, I don't think Challengers is that bad now. I played some games on it yesterday, and it certainly didn't feel like amazing. But it did feel like okay enough that I think if you land like a really good spot for it, you can probably play it. It requires you rolling really deep at 7, but so does like almost every comp in this set. But yeah, we're just gonna keep chilling on this board, still killing almost 0 units. We killed two, oh, we actually killed 2 here. The Cassiopeia smurfed here. We killed 2 units here. There's level 6 person, and we are 50 HP, but we are at least very, very rich. 97 gold here. He is actually just going to end up selling this Kai'Sa because he realizes that she's not actually killing any units with no items. She's just sitting here. And this, I think, was around, maybe even a little bit later into the game, was where I'm in Kai's Twitch chat, and I say, look, if you manage to top 4 this game, also, what a sick fit this guy's going on. He has, like, a sweater with, like, a cool design on it and stuff, man. I mean, I got the t-shirt on. It's okay. But, man, Kai's dripped out of his mind. In any case, I did, down to 41 HP here. Honestly, like, I mean, I know challengers suck, but, like, the challengers angle actually didn't even look that crazy this game, because I don't know what we're doing with Not Today in this position here. Like, you could play Not Today into Vanquishers, but we don't have any Vanquishers. We don't have any units to play into it. He's just going to take the bow here, and I imagine start looking for this, Azir and Mordekaiser, and he is just going to end up playing this comp with Not Today, just have a Edge of Night onto his Mordekaiser, and I guess one onto his Azir as well. So he's going to roll pretty deep here at 7, which I think is a really good call here. Like, you do kind of need to roll deep on 7 in this type of meta, and he's just going to make a Static Shiv onto Azir, which I think is a pretty solid item. The rest of his items, we'll kind of figure them out after we get items off of Wolves, because, yeah, like, I don't think there's actually anything that makes sense to slam here besides this stuff. And yeah, I mean, we're up to 50 gold here. Gonna get a Samira in to get Noxus in, so we're playing like a Noxus Azir Mordekaiser board, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, it's like kind of, I mean, like, surely we'll eventually end up playing around this Cassiopeia. Like, we'll play like the Mordekaiser, the Swain, and the Cassiopeia, and then maybe there's some way to get in like for Shurima later, like get in the Cassiopeia, and then really just need plus. I mean, we need Nefiri, right? Nefiri goes crazy here because we already hit that Aatrox, which we did get in here, which is like a really, really nice hit this early into the game. So yeah, 41 HP, almost stable at this spot. Mordekaiser pair, and like, this spot's actually not looking too bad. The big problem is that it's kind of scary, the amount of HP we have, and the fact that we're sort of like down in Econ Augment, and the fact that like Not Today, I think, is like not really the best augment in the world. Ends up making 70 here, gets some solid tank items, which are actually not bad at all. You can just go for this Bramble Vest, I would assume. I don't think we're going to greed for another Edge of Night. You could also go like Gargoyle Sunfire if you want Healing Reduct, which is not bad either. So this could honestly, like, I don't know, I really like playing the Sona version of this comp and then like going for Morellos, but like the problem is we don't actually, like, I don't know how we're actually fitting Sona in the sports. So he's just gonna opt for Gargoyle. Looks like he thought that Bramble was pretty low value in this lobby, and I don't think there are any like Ionia players in this lobby, like Vanquisher players, so it's probably correct to not go for Bramble here. I'd have to look at the entire lobby again, but yeah, I think here 29 HP at 4-1 with a board that I don't think caps out insanely high unless you hit like everything. I do think this long distance pals is really good, but yeah, it's right there that I said, okay, if you top 4 this game, I will VOD read this game. And he does hit the Mordekaiser too, which does help stabilize him a bit. The problem is he needs like 2-star frontline here. He does end up hitting it with the Nasus, and so we're actually pretty close. We're pretty close to a strong board in this spot. He does end up swapping in the Cassiopeia here, and is just going to play this setup with the GP over like a potential for Shurima. I mean, GP is really good on this board, but I feel like there must be a way that we can fit in for Shurima, right? This Cassante, like, even if it's just like cut, even if it's like cut Jarvan or something like that, I feel like there's got to be some way to fit in for Shurima in this spot. We could even just cut Noxus, but you'd have to cut like one of the other Noxus units. But yeah, I mean, it would have to be Because, like, these are our 3 Shurimas, and then obviously we're playing Mord, and we're obviously playing this, so it would really have to be, like, cut one of these two, but, like, this is Noxus, so it would have to be cut Jarvan here for 4 Shurima. But, like, I really feel like the ability for this and this to ascend is really, really valuable here. I think he's opting just to say Jarvan's a really good unit, but I'd probably be playing Cassandra here, and then ideally it becomes Nefiri, right? If you can get Nefiri, and then you get that 2 Darken, which is really cool, and Cassandra's, like, not that important. But yeah, I mean, Kai has stabilized his board. I think I was, like, partially watching this game, and honestly, his spot doesn't look that bad here. After hitting like the Mordekaiser 2 and everything, he could take a Z or 2 off Carousel here with Belt, which is not even bad, like item component wise, and it's in a Z or 2. He isn't able to actually get that, so he's just gonna go for the Nashers here. He has the Belt open as well. I think he also said why you see him flipping his hair all around. He said like, okay, if you VOD review this game, I know you VOD review on 2x speed, so I'm just gonna do this, and then your VOD review is gonna look very silly. And you know what? He got me. He absolutely boomed me. But yeah, I still like the Cassante and eventually the Nefiri over the Jarvan here, I think. Because Jarvan's just 3 strategists, right? It's not like we're getting Demacia or anything. And like, obviously, Jarvan's a better unit than Nefiri, but I feel like the 4 Shurima, the Shurima bonus and allowing both Nasus and Azir to ascend is really nice here. Because Nasus, like, not ascending actually hurts our front line a decent bit. But yeah, 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 there's him freaking out a bit. At this point, we really want to go 9, but you probably need a 0-2 to actually be realistic about your ability to go 9 here. So he probably has to roll at 5-1, find a 0-2, and then he can just push 9. The nice thing is that LDP with this with the double Edge of Night is actually pretty sick, because it's sort of like I was playing LDP Mord the other day, but it's kind of scary to play LDP Mord sometimes because like you have to put him on the edge so he'll take aggro. But with this Edge of Night setup, he's gonna take aggro, but he's just going to drop it with Edge of Night. It's actually like this Edge of Night Mord is like actually kind of a beast. It's a pretty cool setup. The other option, by the way, would be to just cut the GP, but I feel like GP value onto this Mord and onto this Atrox is like really, really high because our Mord doesn't have like a QSS or anything like that, or even like a RFC or anything like that. So him being CC immune is really, really good. All right, we are just going to roll here to try to find the Azir. He is just going to end up getting, Scion and Heimerdinger in here, so that's interesting. So yeah, he doesn't have to end up playing for Shurima. He just cuts for Scion here, which is really nice, and then Heimerdinger over the Jarvan. I like this a lot, actually. And he's just going to go for all of his upgrades here. It means he's going to be very, very low. He needs to find a Shrinko. He does find the Shrinko. Okay. The question is, what do you make from these items here? You want some kind of bow item for Mordekaiser. Guinsoo's like fine. Guinsoo, and then, I mean, the stats say Crown Guard on this Mordekaiser unit is not even bad. I mean, we should pop this first and see what our options are. I mean, it could just be RFC. It could just be RFC Death Cap. Probably should just be that, right? The other option is like you just disregard the RFC and you go Nashor's Tooth Death Cap. Is RFC or Nashor's Tooth better here? Because you do have Edge of Night, which is a really good question. I would probably just go Death Cap. And the question is RFC or Nashor's. Huh. It's really so hard. I think I go RFC. I'm curious to see what he goes for here, actually. He goes Titans. Titan's Gunblade. Yo. So he just says the attack speed from Not Today is enough attack speed, and he's just not even gonna build an attack speed item here. I mean, certainly Titan's scales really well with the like Edge of Night. Like he's gonna take aggro, stack Titans up. Man, this Kai is going nuts. I never built this Titans item on Mordekaiser, and that's my phone buzzing, so I'm sorry. But I'm actually curious to look at the stats on it now. Mordekaiser, and just look at 2-star Mordekaiser with 3 items, and then go to builds, and like, or just items, and look at the delta, and then look at craftable. Where is Titans in here? It's like middle of the pack. It's actually like better than RFC stats wise. It's interesting. It's an interesting idea. I mean, I don't know if Kai's audio here, so I'm not 100% sure what his thought process was on it, but like I kind of like it. I mean, that's why TFT is so cool, right? Because I just talked about like 2 other alternative items that you could build, and then he went something like completely different. I mean, the upside to this build is that you do get healing onto Mordekaiser, which I think like it matters a little bit. I don't think it's actually like that important to have healing onto your Mordekaiser. So yeah, I'm not actually sure what the best is here. Maybe some of my high elo commenters can chime in here, because this is me versus Kai here, what I thought was good versus what Kai thought was good, and then like if we got like a Dora Waza or a Joe Bookmark in here, then we'd really be popping on the ideas for item slams. But I understand why he went this route, right? It's like if you go RFC, you're not really getting value out of your Edge of Night whatsoever. You're like the synergy between RFC and Edge of Night is like kind of low. The idea would just be to have sort of like the ability to fall back on the Edge of Night if your RFC ends up getting procced. But even the Gnasher's Tooth I kind of liked just to get some extra attack speed onto Mordekaiser because, like, I don't know if the 30%, it's 30% from Not Today, I believe, is enough to really make Mord pop, but I don't know, maybe it is. And, like, honestly, he gets this Titan stacked really, really quickly. Like, this Titan's Mord is actually a beast. Maybe I should consider this this item a bit more. Okay, sorry. I'll move my phone's. My problem is my phone's on the charger, which is on my desk, but I'll just move it because I don't know if you even heard that. Oh my god. How is he even doing that? It looks so good. It looks so good on 2x speed. This guy's losing his mind. We're just gonna go 9 in this spot here. Just find a +1 to put in. Zon Rise seems pretty bad. I wonder what our level 9 here is actually. Because we can no longer, I mean, we could just add in a Fury, just for the 2 Darken, but it's not giving us 4 Shurima anymore. So I wonder what you add here. You could also just add another copy of someone, yeah, like another Mordekaiser or something. We just don't really have items for him, which is a little bit bad. There's no, like, or Juggernaut that we can play. I mean, we could just get the Jarvan back in. It's probably the easiest thing if you have, like, a Jarvan 2. But how are we going to find a Jarvan 2 in this meta? I feel like there's just infinite Jarvans out of the pool usually. So, like, how would you ever find a Jarvan here? I'm not sure. Hold on to the Fiora. I mean, we just want Nasus item here. He goes for blue buff. What are other options? I mean, there wasn't a good tank option, right? Yeah, our only tank option there was, like, Evan Shroud, which is not ideal. So we just opts to go for the blue buff. I like this a lot. None of these other items really do anything. You don't have damage dealers to itemize. And the blue buff to get the instacast on the GP is actually really, really nice to immediately give CC immunity to Mord. Yeah, I think it's probably just Jarvan here. I don't really see what else. Ooh, Bruiser. Bruiser with Sejuani over Strategist here. I mean, I think with Scion too, maybe it's preferable. I don't know. I think Jarvan's a better unit than the Sejuani is here, but I could see it. It's also a bit of AP with the Strategist onto our backline, which would be really cool. It's a really, really close fight, but it's a not today diff. It's this Edge of Night diff onto our Azir, and all of a sudden it's a top 2. Now he's got so many things to roll for here. Finds another Azir 2, which he's actually gonna build. Interesting. Oh, because this guy is one off of, like, everything. Wait, this is horrifying. This guy is, like, what was it, like 7 Fioras, 6 Kaisas? Yeah, it does decide to just cut that. And 7 Jarvans, 7 Fioras, 6 Kaisas. The nice thing is that they're only 10 gold. If we can win 2 fights in a row, they are just edge. So all we have to do is deny them. And I guess the idea he's thinking here is he picks up the Azir just in case. Oh, Fiora Kaisa shop, very nice. He picks up the Azir so that if he does end up, like, if there's a 3-star 4-cross on the enemy team, he can just find the Azir 3 and potentially, like, still win. So I like the idea. The other option is just to sell the Azir and roll to deny this person because you're winning every fight prior to them hitting. But I think, like, keeping the Azir as sort of like a safety valve is pretty reasonable here. It looks like it is going to be the dove in this fight, and it is a first from Kai Chicken Feet 229, I believe. I hope you guys enjoyed this VOD review. A little different from the stuff I usually do, but I thought this was a really, really cool game that shows how to come back. The really, really aggressive rolling at 7, I think, did wonders for Kai this game. Rolling really deep at 3-5, and then finding Mordekaiser 2, and that allowed him to push 8. Like, you have to roll so deep in this meta here at 3-5. Like, the fact that he rolled this deep at 3-5 and found a really, really strong board, and used I mean, he used Tom Kench, he used the Rich Get Richer here. I thought it was a really cool game to review, and I promised Kai I'd review it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll have a link to Kai's stream in the description down below if you want to check him out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.